Are you ready?
So in my last video, I talked about how Guardian's Angels seem to be the key to success for most of my games. I said it was the holy grail of climbing, but why do I find this item to be so damn good? Well, on certain champs, this item is not good. I had someone ask if they should build it as a support, and my reply was absolutely not. Let's use some logic to analyze why I find GA to be such a solid item on some champions though. First of all, it gives them mixed armor and MR, so it makes you take less damage from both the AD and the AP champions. Duh, obvious. And then of course, you get that extra life every 5 minutes, which I find to be extremely OP. It gives you the ability to run in first and soak up so many abilities, a lot of damage, all while setting up a good fight. And one of two things will happen. Either they see your GA and decide not to blow any cooldowns on you, in which case you can get free damage onto the backline targets, or they decide to nuke you down as fast as they can, and now they have nothing for when the rest of your team follows up, and you can come back to life and rejoin the fight. And when you play playmaking junglers like Lee Sin, like Elise, it gives you a free do-over if you do fuck up, which I love. 1-for-1 insects become 1-for-0s, because you can just come back to life and get out. Now GA isn't just good on playmaking junglers, I also find it really strong on ADCs. When people see the GA, they just have a mental block, and most people will tend to focus the person who doesn't have the GA, which will make it a lot easier for you in team fights. Now I thought this was just a bronze and silver thing, but I started building it in plat, and it still seems to be just an incredible item. So, I tend to build GA 4th item, and sometimes I'll get it 3rd item if I feel like team fights started really early, and sometimes I'll just get it last item if I feel like the game is really slow paced. But there you have it. I wish I could tell you more, but honestly it's kind of an enigma to me. I don't really know exactly why GA has raised my win rate by so much, but I'm not pinning it on coincidence, so go ahead and try it for yourself and see if it doesn't help.
Back when, dreaming about the life we didn't realize had to get there'd be sacrifice. We didn't take into account the craziness of life. Remember setting up those speakers, calibrating lights, hoping that our friends would come support us for the night. And maybe 20 in a crowd, we thought we owned the world. Look at me now, like I was stunting on my old girl. Heard she came through for a bit, I was like, word. Jelaya moved to San Fran, now he's taking over. Mickey and Jason moved to Aspen, their life started over. But when we talk these days, don't feel a day has passed. Still the same sand within that hourglass. Austin, wish I saw you more, I'm happy that you're doing good. Overdue for a team reunion, we probably should. No, it ain't what we had all planned, but it's working out. Turns out change is all you can be certain about. Don't change, don't change, don't change. Even though life ain't the same. They say don't change, don't change, don't change. Life gon' make it happen anyway. And I say don't change, don't change, don't change. Even though life ain't the same. They say don't change, don't change, don't change. But no matter what you do, gonna happen anyway. Fans hit me up on message, tell me never change. But I think what they mean isn't what they say. I'll always be the same kid speaking from his heart. The one who steps into the lab all to push the art, who steps into his mind just to pick it all apart. The extroverted introvert who's puzzled by the earth, caught between who he is and what he does for worth. Hope when I'm gone you spread my message, don't just put me on a shirt. And if you come up at my small town, hope you know I did it first. No hate to those before me, I just really made it work. No one put me on, barely down to let me open.
So assuming I don't have trouble getting through Plat 1, we'll only have one more episode after this. And I just want to say that while this series was meant to be a learning experience for all of you, it's also been a huge learning experience for me. Through all the highlights, through all the teaching moments, through all of the advice, I started to realize stuff about my own play. And I think that's very important, understanding yourself as a League player. Whenever I do my coaching lessons, the first question I always ask is, what type of League player are you? Which I follow up with, what is your playstyle like? Not until recently did I realize just how important it is to understand this. The last thing you want to do is be playing champions that are off of your playstyle. So you guys need to do some self-analysis and just really think about what type of League player you are. Only once you can find this can you really start to improve. As this episode comes to a close, I now have only one more division to climb, so one more episode. Until then, you guys are the best.
Life gon' make it happen anyway. And I say don't change, don't change, don't change. Even though life ain't the same. And they say don't change, don't change, don't change. But no matter what you do, it gon' happen anyway.